pinch hitting. Pops that up, and Conforto in shallow left makes the play an extremely easy 1-2-3-7 for DeGrom. '15 National League Championship Series coverage on TBS is presented by Exxon and Mobil. These are anxious moments out there in the Wrigleyville rooftops and inside the ballpark too. Down 2-0, down 5-2 here in Game 3, and Pedro Strop into the game for the Cubs.
Well, in a little earlier than you see him. He's usually their setup man, but they haven't had a lead, so.
Well, he's in his 8th inning slot, but just not with a lead.
Tommy La Stella stays in the game at second base, and Starlin Castro moves from second to short. It was Conforto who was at the plate. Struck out against Cahill, but the ball got away. Strikeout, wild pitch. He reached first safely, and Cespedes scored the tie-breaking run. He lines out here to lead off the 8th.
There's Tyler Clippard up if you wanted to know what the answer was, whether Familia was going to come in and pitch 2 innings. Clippard's going to start the 8th. DeGrom's still on the bench.
That brings Wilmer Flores to the plate, and in that crazy 6th inning that did feature that strikeout and the ball getting away and the run scoring, it also featured that shot to right hit by Flores. Soler couldn't make the play. Ball got past him, rolled all the way to the wall, into the ivy, ground rule double, and prevented another run from scoring. But then the Mets Added 2 more in the 7th. There's Kelly Johnson. He's got a bat. And would pinch hit for DeGrom. To first. Rizzo smothers it and flips for the out. Upcoming schedule presented by State Farm. Got game 4 tomorrow night right here on TBS. Game 5, if they need it, would be here at Wrigley on Thursday. And if we go to a game 6 or 7, they would be at Citi Field in New York this coming weekend, and they would both, of course, be on TBS.
Kelly Johnson has numbers off a stroke. 3 for 5 with a home run. I wouldn't say it was ownership papers yet. He's on his way.
Who did you have ownership of, Cal? Can you say? They won't be embarrassed. They might be, and they probably already know.
I think the guys I had ownership of then turned around and owned me for a while. Then you had to get it back.
Well, that was quite the play down there by Mark Wagner, the umpire on the left field line. That was a hot shot. Happy to get out of that replay office in New York and out here on the field. Missed with the 0-2. So DeGrom's night is done. And he gutted it out. Kelly Johnson down on strikes. We head to the bottom half of the 8th. Cubs have work to do. The rain falling here at Wrigley as we head to the bottom half of the 8th. Take a look at tonight's forecaster presented by FanDuel. 40% of all the outs recorded this postseason by the Mets via the K. Jacob deGrom's night is done. Tyler Clippard comes on here in the 8th.
DeGrom had 7 Ks in his 7 innings of work. Clippard pitched in game 2. Gave up 1 hit in the 8th inning, but no runs.
Chris DeNorfia pinch hits to lead it off for Chicago. Shortened up as if to bunt and took it. Juan Lagares is the new center fielder, and Cespedes moves from center to left.
Fastball, curveball, changeup. Changeup's is Clippard's best pitch.
Stayed up. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jonathan Neese is the left-hander. Jeurys Familia, the right-hander, the closer, who has been nearly perfect this postseason. Clippard missed again. 3-1.
Could Terry Collins be matching up here at the end here? Clippard for a 1-hitter. Neese for Fowler. Familia for right.
Count full, 3-2.
I think Clippard is in this inning unless they get to Rizzo and some damage can be done. Neese faced Rizzo in his only relief appearance in this series and struck him out.
Yeah, I just realized I said right because I was staring at right down at third base.
Steal right 3 called. DeNorfia caught looking to open up the 8th.
It's a fastball that catches the bottom of the strike zone, called by Barrett.
It's in the presentation. I still think that ball's a little low. He catches it in the tip of his glove with his hand up. Really smooth right there, so I think he gets that pitch, but it is a little low.
Strikeout Clippard, assist Darno. 1 down. And the breaking pitch. That Fowler fooled. 0-1. Fowler 0 for 3. But he's 3 for 5 in his career against Clippard. To first, fair ball down the line. Fowler to second, and he will hold up there. Although Granderson had some trouble out there.
Ball's hit sharply right down the first baseline. Ooh, just out of the reach of Duda.
Amelia moves his glove and hat. By the time Granderson got there, slipped a little on the transfer.
Fowler looked like he wanted to give it a shot and was timing it. There's no real reason to take a chance right here, down 3.
They need traffic on the base paths. They're down by 3. Fowler at second. Kyle Schwarber at the plate. He homered in the first. Popped him up. Flores there for the second out. And then they bobble the ball as they tried to throw it back in. Cespedes and Flores colliding. But 2 down.
Ball must be getting slippery out there.
Cespedes, by trying to stop his run, put his arm on the right arm of Flores. That's why they lost the transfer.
It's a good idea to see how the ball is actually shooting out. It's carrying now. Ball got up. The infield was going to land in the infield dirt, and it pushed it back into the shallow left field.
2 out for Bryant. Looking for his first hit of the night. Flat out to right his first time. Struck out in the 3rd and the 6th against Jacob deGrom. deGrom trying to win his 3rd game of this postseason and give the Mets a commanding 3-0 lead in this series.
It was a high slider. Almost seemed to back up.
Yeah, he missed that one. Like all these young Cubs hitters, you see a steady diet of breaking pitches and changeups from the Mets pitchers.
The 0-1 hit to center. Lagares. The Cubs are down to their last 3 outs. We head to the 9th at Wrigley. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires that go the distance inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear. More driven. We are in the 9th inning. And here at Wrigley, desperate times in game 3. As they trail by 3. Hector Rondon on.
Well, had his career best 30 saves this year as he became the Cubs closer. Here just trying to keep it at a 3-run deficit.
David Ross, veteran presence on this Chicago Cubs ball club that's loaded with young talent. But so far in this series, it's been the New York pitching which has been in control of the Chicago hitters.
Well, Ronnie, you said it earlier, for the Mets to go deep, they have to have their young kids get to them to the 7th inning, almost a bridge to Familia. They've done just that.
I mean, when you watched, there's Syndergaard there, you watched early in this game, you never thought that DeGrom would be able to even go 5 or 6. But pitched 7 innings, and after the home run to Soler, retired 11 in a row.
Which is also the way he finished off Game 1 against the Dodgers. A ball and 2 strikes to Curtis Granderson. And for the 3rd time tonight, Granderson goes down swinging. Upcoming League Championship Series schedule. That was a take him out behind the woodshed job today by the Kansas City Royals in Toronto, 14-2. They're up 3 games to 1. Tomorrow they'll play Game 5 at 4 o'clock on FS1. We'll have Game 4 of this series tomorrow night here from Wrigley. And Thursday, Game 5 if we need it. Here's David Wright.
Appears that I might have put the hex on Curtis Granderson by talking about him in the open, only striking it out once.
Hey, you can't hit him out of the park every time. The other day you centered on Daniel Murphy, and you were right on it. And after what Granderson had done in this series and in this postseason, he was certainly prime open material.
He is the catalyst. He has created and manufactured, got on base. He's been the guy.
Rondon to the plate.
2 young pitchers there. The lefty Steven Matz on the right. Noah Syndergaard. Matz goes in tomorrow's game. Mets can hold on to this lead. He'll breathe a little easier on the ride home.
Jason Hamill scheduled to go for the Chicago Cubs. When you talk about the offense and what the Mets pitchers have been able to do, I mean, through the first 2 games at Citi Field, the Cubs hit 159 with 1 home run. They have gone deep twice in this game, but have really not been able to string anything together. Big cut by Wright, fouled it off. There's 5 hits on the night.
Wright has found his swing tonight with 3 hits.
Saw Terry Collins. You see Joe Madden. Joe was once the bench coach for Terry Collins with the Angels in the late 90s. Joe saying the other day, always be indebted to Terry Collins for giving him that opportunity at the major league level. And it paved the way for the job in Tampa Bay. Ball in the dirt. And a high bounce back to the screen. In case you're just joining us, Daniel Murphy hit another home run because a game was played. 5 straight games, 6 home runs in the postseason for the Mets second baseman.
Boy, getting into Carlos Beltran territory. One of the greatest postseasons of all time.
Seventh pitcher being used right now is Hector Rondon, and Fernando Rodney is loosening.
Well, Joe Madden's got to have Rodney up because you can't have Rondon throw too many pitches in case you need him for tomorrow night's game.
snap throw back. A thousand words.
Starlin Castro in from shortstop to talk to Rondon. It hurt so much for the Cubs fans because they fell in love with this ball club. Young ball club, home run hitting club. Been a long time since they had an NLCS game here. 9 years. Sorry, 13 years.
In the air to left. Schwarber hauls it in. There's the tag at first. And Wright alertly into second.
Made up his mind he was going to challenge Schwarber's arm. No hesitation. Kind of surprised him.
I think Schwarber was going backwards on the ball, so he was on the heels of, and didn't really get anything behind that throw.
And so Wright in scoring position, trying to give the Mets a chance to tack another one on before they head to the bottom half of the ninth. Cespedes has 3 hits tonight. He's knocked in 2 runs. He's scored a run.
Cespedes is a very good mistake breaking ball hitter. You leave it a little up, you can put a charge into it.
In the dirt, Montero, nice block. Keeps right at second.
Good low fastball hitter, but has a hole with a good fastball up in the strike zone.
Cespedes came up big, guys, in the 7th. Remember, they made the pitching change, took the lefty out, brought Grimm in. Cespedes with a run-scoring double in an inning in which the Mets scored 2 to bring us to 5-2. That's where we stand here in the 9th. Gonna get out of the inning with that. Fowler. That does it for the Mets in the 9th. Cubs are down 3. Last rips here in the 9th. The 2015 National League Championship Series coverage on TBS is presented by Exxon and Mobil. Now we head to the bottom half of the 9th inning here at Wrigley Field. Mets leading 5-2 And they've got their closer, J.R.'s Familia, on to try to nail it down in game 3 for a commanding 3-0 lead, Ron.
Look at those numbers he's got this year, and in the postseason. He's doing it without striking out hitters. Good contact with that good sinker, slider, and forkball. Split finger.
Rondon taking out some frustrations in the Cubs dugout.
That's no Zambrano, I'll tell you that.
Rizzo, Castro, Soler. First 3 hitters due here in the ninth. Trying to do something about a 5-2 New York lead in the ninth.
Well, if you include that game 5 against the Dodgers, Mets pitching has only allowed 7 runs in 4 games, only 5 Cub runs in this series, and no crooked numbers in any inning.
The 3 home runs the Cubs have hit in this series, all solo. 2 of those tonight. Rizzo's 1 out of 3. One ball, no strikes. Big right-hander to the plate. That's over 1-1. Familia has picked up the save in each of the first 2 games of this series, trying to do it again here at Wrigley.
Well, the Cubs are 0 for 24 leading off innings in this series. Base on balls and a hit by pitch.
That's how you score crooked numbers, by getting the first guy on. They haven't been able to do that. The Mets have done a really nice job, but they just haven't executed and performed to get on base.
Two and two.
Rizzo's taken all 4 of the pitches. Sometimes you will put a strategy together when you're down 3 to take a strike, but against a closer, it's not always a good idea to take that strike. That might be the best one to hit.
Ronnie, you brought up that number about their futility leading off innings. The guy who drew that walk and was hit by that pitch is the guy at the plate right now, Anthony Rizzo. Tapped wide of the mound. Murphy got him by a step. 1 down here in the ninth. You know what happens when this game is done? Boom, the postseason show on TBS presented by the Lincoln Motor Company. Stick around for the great insights. Casey Stern, your host. Got Chef, Pedro.
Don't forget Dusty.
And Dusty. How could I forget Dusty? I've known Dusty since I was a kid, man. Johnny B.
Looks like the rain's coming down a little harder now.
Starlin Castro. Right you are, Iron Man. It is.
See, Familia slipped a little bit on the mound on that pitch.
clay on the pitcher's mound and the batter's box. Sometimes if it gets a little moisture, since it doesn't soak in, it lays on top to make the top layer just a little slippery.
To right. Nice play at third, and he throws a strike for the second out.
Again, Familia getting it done with contact. Ball on the ground. Nice job by Wright.
Reads it, comes down, plants, gets rid of the ball quickly and accurately.
Made some good defensive plays in this series, and today to go along with his 3 hits.
Now here is Jorge Soler, who went deep in the fourth, solo shot, tied the game at the time. And he's the Cubs' last hope here in Game 3. A ball and a strike to the Cubs right fielder. Familia to the plate. 2-1.
Seems to have a pretty good fastball tonight. All the work hasn't taken away from his velocity.
Again, those off days in the post really help the relievers. Sometimes get your starters an extra day.
Missed again, 3 balls and a strike. Steady rain continuing to fall here at Wrigley.
So at 93, you might think that that was a fastball, but that could have been a split.
Three balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the ninth. Jacob deGrom in line for his 3rd win of this postseason.
Familia did exactly what you're supposed to do on a 3-1 count. Challenge him. Not that easy, though, with the rain.
There it is. A strike 3 called, and the New York Mets have pushed the Chicago Cubs to the brink. It's a 3-0 series. 5-2 the final.
Well, the Cubs are now 0 for 25 when leading off an inning. Cespedes with 3 hits. Wright with 3 hits. Murphy, another home run.
Yeah, the Mets 2-3-4 hitters tonight. 8 for 14 with a home run and 3 RBIs. That's getting it done. David Wright led the way with 3 hits. Some good base running, some good execution. They're playing nice and free and nice and loose.
Mets are getting better pitching, and they've been more aggressive on the base paths in this series.
You saw the scene at McFadden's in New York. The celebration continues there. High fives all around in front of that New York Mets dugout. Let's go down to Sam Ryan.
So, Jacob, we've seen this before. A taxing first inning, 29 pitches. How'd you get through that after the home run?
I just noticed they were sitting on fastballs, and I had a tough time locating it again, but I kind of talked to Travis after I got out of that, and I said, hey, we got to mix it up early on. And he did a great job hanging with me in there, and, you know, I wanted to keep us in there and just let the guys put up some runs.
And then you just got better as the game went on after the home run to Soler. 11 batters in a row. You retired. What was the difference there?
I think just getting off speed in for first pitch strikes. That helped me out a lot. And I told Travis I think every hit was on a fastball, so they were seeing that pretty well, so I went away from that.
We saw this in Game 5 of the division series. When you can work yourself out of jams, out of a high pitch count inning, what does that do for your confidence going forward?
Yeah, it does a lot. It's not fun to have a first inning like that, especially when we put up a run there. The last thing I wanted to do is go out and give it up, but after that, I just tried to settle down and just tried to get early outs.
So now this is your third win of the postseason. Still some work to do, but this team is one win away from going to the World Series. Think about that, and how does that sound?
That sounds awesome, and hopefully we can win it tomorrow and get some days off heading into the World Series.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Sammy. The Mets, when they score 4 runs or more in the regular season, were 70-12. 3-0 in this series. 4 runs in each of the first 2 games, 5 tonight in Game 3, more than enough. Back to wrap things up right after this.